The Council of the EU has agreed on its negotiating position on two legislative acts intended to significantly modify the application of the safe country concept in European asylum rules, with the stated aim of speeding up and streamlining procedures and reducing pressure on national reception systems. The First Amendment concerns the revision of the safe third country concept and expands the circumstances in which an asylum application can be rejected as inadmissible, that is, without considering the applicant's personal history, when the person could have requested and obtained international protection in a non-EU country deemed safe for them before arriving on European soil. In this approach, the possibility of assessing applications outside Europe becomes more structured and less exceptional, opening the way to agreements between member states and third countries deemed reliable for examining applications. This is an attempt, according to its proponents, to sever the link between irregular travel and access to asylum procedures in the EU. The second step is the adoption of the first common EU list of safe countries of origin, a key element of the 2024 Pact on Migration and Asylum. This will allow member states to expedite the processing of applications for international protection submitted by citizens of these countries. This will introduce a shared basis aimed at limiting divergences between national lists and preventing the same applications from being processed with vastly different standards and timeframes depending on the country of arrival. The list includes, in addition to EU candidate countries, Bangladesh, Colombia, Egypt, India, Kosovo, Morocco, and Tunisia. Inclusion on this list implies a presumption of safety that the interested party can, however, seek to rebut by demonstrating specific personal circumstances that make return unsafe. Administratively, the assessment time should be reduced and initial decisions made more quickly. In the background, political and social pressure related to irregular flows and tragedies along migration routes remains. Danish Immigration Minister Rasmus Stoklund, a social democrat, emphasized that the EU is experiencing a very high influx of irregular migrants and that European countries are under stress, citing the thousands of deaths in the Mediterranean and the abuses suffered by many during the journey, while traffickers reap enormous profits. According to Stoklund, the current system architecture produces distorted incentives and a strong pull factor that are difficult to counteract, which is why Denmark and most member states support the processing of applications in safe third countries to reduce incentives to undertake risky crossings to Europe. The minister therefore welcomed the agreement on a comprehensive approach to revising the concept of safe third countries, viewing it as a tool that gives member states greater scope to develop solutions outside the Union. On the German side, Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt spoke in Brussels of a phase of reorganization of migration policy, clarifying that there is no single measure capable of changing everything at once, and that both urgent national interventions, such as internal border controls and the reduction of pull factors, and a more effective and coordinated European level are needed. In his reasoning, the agreement reached represents a two-pronged milestone establishing continuity between German internal measures and the push for a new common European framework, and he credits the Danish presidency of the Council for transforming this political momentum into concrete progress on the dossier.